to be a case of a series by series, quarter by quarter, play by play, almost adjustments where you look at the pictures, see what they're doing, go back out and try something else?
I think you have, like I said, a base fundamental knowledge of their system. I think every week it's the same. Even though you get a chance to watch teams on tape, you don't know exactly what they're going to do. You might have a basic fundamental scheme of how they line up on defense, but from a coverage standpoint, a blitz standpoint, from an offensive standpoint, formation to a play concept standpoint, you never know what's coming. So you have to be able to adjust on the fly all the time, every week, whether you're playing a new coach or not. But this is no different than any other week. We know that the defense is a base 3-4. We know that Coach O'Brien comes from a New England Patriot-style offense. And then from there it gets a little tricky because there's a lot of things that he's done and been successful with 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, 1 tight end. Very diverse in what he does, very good at what he does. And same with the defensive coordinator over there, very diverse and very good at what they do. But we do have a fundamental, I think, understanding of what they are and what they like to be. But stopping it's a different story, and attacking it could change throughout the course of the game.
Same lines. You made a comment to the Houston media that you watched so much Kansas City tape, you thought you were playing the Chiefs this week. So is it a case of maybe overanalyzing, trying to think too much? Is there a danger in that?
It could be, but you're trying to just find some tendencies of the coaching staff and trying to do the best you can. But, overall, I think it's still about the players and who the players are on the Houston Texans and trying to attack them and the schemes of the defensive coordinator. So we know that they're very talented on defense. There's no question about it from a personnel standpoint. Defense wasn't their issue last year. They're very good, very sound in what they do, very competitive. So from an offensive standpoint, it's going to be a great challenge for us. And then defensively, with the new coach, I think it'll be a little bit more difficult on them because of the unknown with Coach O'Brien and what they're doing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But we just got to go out and play. We have a good system in place, like I said, both offense and defense and special teams. And now we just got to go out and execute and do the best we can.
Training camp, but what are some of the reasons you brought back Haslett for? Like, what does he bring to the table?
Well, I think he's, number one, he's a good football coach. I think he's a good man. Number two, I think the players respect him and play hard for him. So from a schematic standpoint, his 3-4 defense has been very effective. It's been proven over the course of his career at different places. And I've known him for a while, and I know what kind of person he is and what kind of coach he is, what kind of leader he is, so it was a no-brainer for me. It's just a matter of getting him some better players over there that he can feel good about competing and trying to put the defense in better situations and not let them get on the field if they're backed up at their 20-yard line 3 or 4 times a game and turn the ball over and make them the other team have first and goal to 5, a couple times a game. So it's very important for us to play good team football, do the best we can, and make it field position friendly for our defense and let them go out there and play.
Do you think some of the criticism you got last year was unfair?
Yeah, I do. When you go 3-13, you're going to get criticized if you're on the team, on the staff, in the equipment room. If you're the owner, everybody's going to get criticized. So that's natural. But I think that it doesn't take away the fact that I think he's a good football coach. There are just some few instances and circumstances that were unfortunate. They could have done better. He could have coached better. They could have played better. But I still think he's a darn good football coach and offers a lot to this team.
Jay, how involved are you to be this week with special teams and defense? Are you just all offense right now, or are you going to have your hand in on everything?
Well, my hand will – I listen to what's going on, and if I have any input or what have you, then I'll have my input. But I don't anticipate having a lot of input on special teams or on defense. I will know what's going on and be very involved in seeing and taking place in the game plan, but seeing what's going on in the game plan. But overall, I'm going to let these guys coach. Coach Haslett's been a defensive coordinator for a lot of years. I've never been a defensive coordinator. Coach Kotwiek has been a special teams coordinator for a lot of years, and that's not my forte. But I will offer my advice if I have any. But for the most part, I'm going to let them do their thing and call their game the way they see fit, because they've been studying their butt off for the last month and a half on the Houston Texans, and I have trust and faith in what they're doing.
Can we get injury updates? Porter, Akeem Jordan, and Arakpo?
Porter did not practice today. Arakpo was limited today, and Akeem Jordan did not practice today.
If Porter can't go, who's going to take the nickel?
We have Breland and Biggers. Both of them can play nickel.
Jay, I'm just curious. I know you touched on this a little bit the other day, but with Silas Redd, what kind of stuff does he need to focus? He's a third string back at this point, but what kind of stuff does he need to be focusing on to be able to contribute as soon as Sunday?
Well, as a running back, as a third-string running back, you got to play some special teams. Number one, number two, when your number's called, you never know. You got to be totally involved in the game plan and know your assignments, both in the protection and running game and in the passing game and his routes. So we feel good about him from a mental standpoint that he's picked up everything pretty well. He had some blown protections against Cleveland that were a little concerning, but the following week against Baltimore, he did a good job, and then of course the last game against Tampa Bay, he did a good job. So we feel like his learning curve is pretty good. He's learned it. He's picked it up probably faster than all the backs we've had in here as a rookie. So we anticipate him knowing what to do and knowing how to do it.
Is Andre Roberts your kick and punt returner for this Sunday?
Yeah, we have a couple we can go to, but I would say Andre would be the number one option.
On both?
Yeah. Thank you.